The Blazers won by 48, led by 58, and were of end-of-game Suns three-pointer short of recording the most lopsided victory in franchise history. It was, quite simply, an opening night onslaught, which came on a night the rebuilding Suns were celebrating the 50th anniversary of their first NBA game. "Embarrassed is more the word," Suns coach Earl Watson said, when asked if the lopsided loss was surprising. "How embarrassing. It was the largest margin of victory on opening night in NBA history, eclipsing the Denver Nuggets' 46-point win over the Los Angeles Clippers in 1987. It was the largest margin of defeat in Suns history, surpassing a 44-point loss to the Seattle Supersonics in 1988. And it was tied for the second largest win in Blazers history, falling just short of a 50-point drubbing of the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1982. Damian Lillard finished with 27 points, 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Jusuf Nurkic added 11 points and 11 rebounds, and Devin Turner did a little bit of everything, recording 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal and 1 block, while playing superb defense. 11 Blazers played, all 11 scored. And the Blazers did it all without suspended star guard CJ McCollum, who watched on television from an undisclosed location in Phoenix. "That was a great way to start the season," Coach Terry Stotts said. "Obvious statement is that we played really well. But records aside, there were 2 developments in particular that could mean more for the long-term forecast of a team searching to prove it belongs among the Western Conference elite. 1. Pat Connaughton had a career night, proving he's more than ready to replace the departed Allen Crabbe, his old friend and teammate. And, just as important, Moe Harkless was a demon on defense, offering hope that the Blazers' biggest weaknesses might not be such a weakness after all." Pat McCollum. As Connaughton finished dressing and prepped for a post-game interview in the Blazers' locker room, a voice called out from a couple stalls away. "Pat McCollum, how does it feel?" It was Lillard, directing the line of the night toward one of the Blazers' most important performers of the night. Despite stepping into the rotation for the first time in his career, Connaughton somehow managed to make up for the temporary loss of McCollum and replace Crabbe. The Blazers' backup shooting guard finished with a career-high 24 points, making 9 of 14 shots, including 4 of 7 three-pointers, offering critical bench scoring and long-range shooting on a night Portland was short-handed. It's hard to believe with the lopsided final, but the Blazers were in a dogfight for much of the opening quarter. And when Harkless picked up his second foul with 9:26 left in the first, Stotts turned to Connaughton earlier than expected, leaving the Blazers to contend with Devin Booker and Eric Bledsoe without 2 starters. But Connaughton wasted little time easing any concerns. He instantly swished a three-pointer, added a layup in transition, and then finished a nice pass from Lillard with another layup. In less than 2 minutes, he had 7 quick points and the Blazers were starting to roll. Before you knew it, Connaughton was streaking to a 12-point first quarter, making 5 of 5 field goals, including both of his three-point attempts. The player who couldn't buy a bucket at Summer League could barely miss in a season opener. "Pat came out, and he was prepared for this moment," Lillard said. "His performance was huge tonight, not just the way he shot the ball, but how he defended, how he impacted the game as a whole." Connaughton downplayed his performance afterward, deflecting praise to his teammates while offering a few one-game-at-a-time cliches that would make the characters in Bull Durham gush. But deep down, it had to be a meaningful opener for a player who was forced to wait until the 11th hour this summer to have his contract guaranteed. Connaughton, who used to sit next to Crabbe on the Blazers plane, has said before that he sees similarities between he and his former teammate. They both were second-round draft picks. They both had to bide their time for 2 years, developing behind the scenes and preparing for their moment. They both entered their third NBA seasons playing for a long-term contract, fighting to prove they belong.